experience. I mean, everybody knows Buttonwillow. A lot of the locals know Buttonwillow. You are running a track clockwise, so you're inherently going to get more heat on the left side of the car, especially like big corners like Riverside. You're going to get a lot of heat built up in that left side of the car. So a lot of these teams who have been here before, they're going to set the left side maybe 1 to 2 psi lower, just to compensate for that, so the car's square all the way across. Some people who haven't been here, you know, they're learning, and they got to learn every session. So you got to keep that car warm coming in to check tires.
Oh, absolutely. And I will make a statement that I think to be true. That time that die set down, I highly doubt that's at full power.
No, absolutely not. I know the Evasive guys. They definitely like to ratchet up their program for the weekend. You know, there's nothing worse than going out full bore first session and breaking,
especially on a new setup like theirs.
Yep.
Though the car is very similar to what he ran at let's say Long Beach Grand Prix in the last event they ran at. They've added new things. They've changed things up. These teams never actually get to run the car twice the same, because what are we doing every event? We are adding things. We're changing small things. And watching their Instagram stories and Facebook, all I've been reading is cars running great on the new setup, got new data. Do I know what they changed? I honestly don't, but I know the Evasive team, and they've obviously made some changes.
Yeah, but I mean, Instagram can be deceiving for a lot of these track guys. They could say they had a great weekend and they only put down 1 lap. You got to keep your competitors on their toes.
Absolutely true. For all we know, it's identical, and they're just going faster.
I've been there and done that.
That right there looks like Gary Young in his Honda S2000 really pushing on the backside. I can't say I've ever seen that vehicle at one of our competitions, but it's pretty obvious there's a shoe behind the wheel.
We got Gabe Shadid come through Sunset. I'm gonna see if he can improve his lap time.
Yeah, probably one of the most dangerous corners on this track. People will never understand how hard it is to take Sunset until they do. You see a 90-degree corner, you're a track guy, you think you know how to take that corner, you got to turn in way earlier than you think. You have to avoid the true apex of the corner because it'll kick you around into this front wall.
Yep. Yeah, Sunset is definitely my least favorite corner and most important.
The M4 just lost its rear diffuser. I just watched it come apart going down the front straight.
Oh, yep, there goes. They're gonna black flag. I see the debris flag out at the starter stand. So they're going to try to get these guys off the track so we can clean it up.
Absolutely. And black flags will give you a couple situations. They'll also throw something called a meatball flag at you. That's if either your taillights aren't working or something is hanging off the car. But they wanted to black flag him immediately so he knew. You've been in competition before, Paul. You know, hearing something behind the car, you may not even necessarily hear it.
Yeah, something as big as an aerodynamic element, though, really does a lot of buffeting, makes a lot of noise, and a lot of times shakes the car. So you're definitely going to know something's wrong back
I'm going to go ahead and say that's Will driving, by the way, because Will has no problem sending a car with things dangling. There you go. Buffeting's gone. It's off. It's off on Riverside.
Yep. Diffuser has come off track too, so that's nice.
One thing I will say, though, the Art of Attack car, those guys don't build aero for looks, so the car is absolutely going to feel different. There's the Project Import S2000, Kevin Courtney driving, going out there, seeing if they got their brake issues figured out.
Now, Kevin Courtney hasn't been behind the wheel for, I think he said 6 years, really. Actually, he's done a track day here and there, but in competitive setting, it's been about 6 or 7 years.
It's been many years since he's driven in anger, and that's what it is in competition, driving in anger, trying to set that fast lap. Got a good team behind him, good car behind him. That vehicle's gone up Pikes Peak. Yes. That vehicle has competed at Super Lap Battle in Texas. Truth be told, that vehicle has been with Project Import since the early 2000s through many iterations.
What year is that car? Do you know?
It's an AP1.
It is an AP1?
It's an AP1. I can't give you the exact year because I don't remember, but I can tell you that Project Import's owned the vehicle since, or been campaigning the vehicle since the early 2000s. I remember Festival of Speed in Las Vegas 2009, that vehicle was there, you know, so that car has been competing with them for quite some time. We do have the BMW back in. It was their diffuser. The Project Import S2000 going down the front straight in anger. Anytime you hear a sequential shift, you see a little flame and a little pop on the upshift. It just kind of throws some shivers down your spine.
Yeah, they're trying a new, I believe it's a electronic, what was it? It was electronic wastegate that they're trying, but it's arrowing out. It's having issues. They've been trying to work around the problem.
So if the setup is the same as the last time they ran, they have an electronic blow-off valve. I know that, but it's not actually a blow-off valve. It's a throttle body that opens and closes. It's a setup that a lot of people have been using in Australia, and you know, blessed, they have a lot of relationships across the world, so they have a great setup on that. They're an M-Tron supported car, so they absolutely get all the love. It does look like Kevin has no problem pushing this car in anger. For someone that hasn't driven in competition in half of a decade, he's having no issue pushing it out there. Let's see what kind of lap time he can lay down. We're 12 minutes into this session, so he will have a little bit of time to lay down this one and possibly another if that's what he's looking at. Let's see what the car looks like through the S's.
Looks like he may have aborted that lap.
That did look like he lifted after the sweeper.
Flyer, so here it comes. Man, I love those C7s. I think it honestly is my achievable dream car that I could own one day. I didn't like them when they first came out, and they definitely grew on me.
You just had to drive one, huh?
Yeah, I had to drive one. That's exactly what it was.
I'm over here trying to change your life one day at a time, my friend.
Yep, they did run in practice yesterday. They were battling a couple little gremlins here and there. But there was some feedback of a driveline shake at the very end of the straight and at the end of the S's, which ended up being driveline bolts loosening. So they got those tightened last night. And then the brake issues is the other thing that they were complaining about. So they're probably just going out, sighting it in, making sure everything's okay. If you can get ahead of the problems early on, you can still get some clean, easy sessions. These sessions.
Let me tell you a little something